I confess that I still play football at my tender age. I play every Monday night. With a bunch of dads. The hardest thing is to all of us getting the 10 of us to turn up, because there's always someone who's sprained something or got an injury. And believe me, it takes months for them to get over it these days. But the toughest thing about it all is getting the pitch, securing the pitch. Well, I believe that my next guest might have the solution to my perennial pitch problem. He's Jamie Foale, the CEO of MyLocalPitch. Welcome to BBC Radio London, Jamie.
Good morning, Jason.
Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks so much for taking off the shin pads and shaking out the those little bits that you get in the AstroTurf these days. What are those? Why do they follow me everywhere? They cling to my socks. What is MyLocalPitch?
So MyLocalPitch is a free-to-use website and app that makes it easy to book sports facilities online. So if you're sitting there wanting to know what to do on this very sunny weekend, then check it out. You'll be able to find 17 different types of sports facilities, and you'll be able to book it within a few clicks.
So what's the difference between this? This is like Dragon's Den live. So what's the difference between this, Jamie? I love your pitch. You're very investable, but what's the difference between this and me going on, say, Better, who seem to run everything in my neck of the woods, they're an organisation, and going on there and sort of looking for it?
So we show the different facilities from every different operator. We link in with all the operators in your local area. So where do you play football?
I play at Market Road, if I can, which is the sort of big facility, quite famous facilities of North London, or between York Way and the Caledonian Road.
So there are 11 different facilities in Islington, and we take bookings for all of them. You can, of course, book Market Road as a JLL member, but you can also book it as a non-member through our site and book any number of other facilities.
So you kind of collate all the vacant slots?
Yes, exactly. We aggregate all of the availability in your local area and show you what the prices are and how to book it.
And do you do one-off bookings or block bookings?
Yes, we do both. So about 35% of our bookings are recurring bookings. But what we really specialise in is people who are wanting to know what to do on a Saturday morning or a Thursday evening, and being able to see what's available when they're sitting on the bus or on the tube to work.
Because this is the problem that I have, is that we think, well, let's have a game this weekend. You know, it's bank holiday weekend. You know, we actually play on a Monday night, but are we only play this Monday because some are closed on the bank holiday? I don't quite know why. And so we do kind of scrabble around looking for a pitch. This is the answer to my problem, is it?
Yes, absolutely. And also, if you don't want to just play football, but you also want to play a game of tennis or squash or badminton, then you can book all of that as well.
So you could call it My Local Court.
Indeed, you could call it that.
Right. So, do you play football? Did you have the same problem as me, and this is why you started up? Is it a story as kind of passionate and exciting as that?
Yeah. So me and my co-founder Sanford, we were trying to organise our 11-a-side league after leaving university, and we just found it impossible to find and book a pitch. Always coming up against unanswered phone calls at councils and very long, tedious forms to try and book something. And we thought, if you can book a transatlantic flight within a few clicks, why shouldn't it be the same with sports facilities, especially given the public health crisis, the stretching of the NHS.
I've just had 2 slices of cake. I need to run around.
You need to go and play a game of tennis.
So this is, and so out of necessity came this overarching business idea.
And realising that while it's still quite a difficult task to link in with all the different operators, we were talking about booking software that you can do software integrations with, in the same way that you'd book a flight through Skyscanner or a table through Top Table.
So that's the kind of, you just brought it to a different sphere.
Exactly.
You weren't even disrupting it, because it wasn't even there to do. I suppose you had to go to individual sites, or what did you say, call the council.
Exactly.
So you do not just 5-a-side like AstroTurf pitches, you do big grass pitches.
Sports. Yeah.
But you do like Hackney Marshes and that sort of thing. So big grass pitches that you need for 11-a-side, for example, that's slightly maybe out of town. How far did you reach?
So we're across the UK. In London, we work with about 400 different facilities. We're also in Windsor and Maidenhead, Slough, Luton, across the whole of the southeast of England.
And does it need one person to? Because that's the other thing. It's like, well, Victor's away next week, so I'm the muggins who has to book the pitch and pay for it, and then get the £7 off everyone else to pay for it. Can everyone? And then I'm not the member, so he has to do it, and then I have to pretend to be him, and it's all a bit sort of internecine kind of booking a pitch sometimes.
Yeah, so we're really trying to provide a standard way of booking facilities, make it as easy as possible to share with your friends. Anyone can view what's available, and so it's really helping making it easier for the kind of captain of the team that usually takes on the burden. We make it easier for the whole team to get involved.
Because there's a bibs and balls washer as well. Can you do an app for those for the rotor and washing the bibs and the balls?
We actually tried to do a partnership with a laundry company, but they're too expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Because I suddenly get to Monday and go, oh no, I haven't wanted this festering in this big plastic bag.
Yeah.
I've got to stick them in the washing machine, and they arrive and the people go, they're still damp. I don't know how that happened because I literally just washed them. The fun of it is, I love. I for a couple of years we lost a game. People went and have children, and so sort of 6 or 7 people couldn't turn up. You need a mass of people. Is there a facility for sort of saying, well, we've got 5. Anyone else got 5?
So we often pair people up through our Facebook page and our social media, and we are looking at how to do that better through the site and app. But what we're really trying to do is answer that number one problem that everyone finds, which is finding and booking the facility. And I think as a small business, and we're a really young team that are really enthusiastic, but we've got to focus on one problem at a time, and accessing facilities.
Sure, I just get excited by the whole idea of technology, and maybe I'll take 1% for £50, and that'd be perfect for that idea. Jamie, do you play yourself still? You said you were after university looking for an 11-a-side. Do you still play?
Absolutely, yeah. So I've been playing on the same game for 7.5 years, and we found that after looking around all of London to try and find something that we could get a regular slot, and that's one of the reasons that we set the business up. But it's such a fun thing. It's so great to see the friends once on a Thursday night. So much camaraderie, and that's really what we're trying to
Because you can enter league. There was a while we played in the Power League for a bit. It got a bit nasty. Injuries were more regular. Now we just have a friendly game, which we mix up between the 10 of us every week. And that does me at my age. Don't want anyone flying in with tackles. Sometimes someone brings a ringer. Someone like some son who's got like a teenage friend who's like 19. They come and they run rings round us and make us all nervous. Don't like that.
No, I think everyone goes through stages in their sporting life, and what we're trying to accommodate for is all of those different stages. So if you want to book a power league, then you can go and do that. If you want to book something that's a bit more casual, then you can do that as well. I've been the same as you, used to play in a league, nearly had my legs broken a couple of times, maybe nearly even broke a leg a couple of times. And then we went to playing a bit more casually, and that's a little bit funner for being the mid-30s that we are now.
Lovely. What's have you got a favourite pitch in London?
So we've always played at Sydney Street, which is by St Luke's Church near South Kent Station.
Sydney Street, sort of, the almost Chelsea-ish area.
Yes, and
area.
No one lives anywhere near, but there's the only place that is avaveau.
Yeah, I know that. It's in a square, the Sydney Street Square. It's very smart round there.
Yeah, and they've got a really lovely pitch, and but there are pitches all over the place, like Draper's Field, Market Road, as you said. You've got the schools that have just got wonderful facilities, and there's a school over in West London and Northolt that's got a pitch that was designed by Lord Foster, I believe, or the whole school was. So you've got some really interesting places, and what we try and do is just show what is available to people.
What's on Norman Foster football pitch don't like? What is it? What's he? You can't really sort of disrupt the football pitch dimensions and do something whizzy with it, can you? Maybe you can.
Well, you'd be surprised.
My son's school, my children's school, they let their pitch out as well. They got great pitches there. We're very lucky to have that. William Tyndale, and strangers turn up and play there as well, and it's floodlit as well. There's old pitches everywhere. So you think, because we often hear that there are not enough green spaces anymore, and that playing fields are being used for luxury flats instead. But you're kind of fighting the good fight and keeping those spaces green, or at least astroturfed. Absolutely,
no, green as well. 100% for the grass as well as astroturf. And what we try and do is enable those people that operate the facilities. We give them the tools to make them more accessible, increase the number of bookings, and it doesn't sound very sexy, but make them more financially viable. And by doing that, then they'll be able to remain open, not sell them off for flats, and more people will end up playing sport.
Yeah, we hope so. I talk about five-a-side football because that's what I play, but you said 17 other sports. Football, is that the most popular, or are you seeing a sort of rise in other bookings with more people more interested in new sports?
Yeah, so tennis at the moment, obviously over the summer, is great, but netball has been a really popular sport over the summer and is definitely growing in popularity, and hockey as well over the World Cup, since the World Cup.
So you see these spikes when it's on the telly, and you said that the women's teams on the World Cup were doing well. They didn't do so well this year, but yeah, netball. I've noticed netball breaking out all over.
Yes, absolutely. And you can really see that people are wanting to find something to do that's kind of a bit funner than going to the gym, that, it's a real experience, it's that camaraderie that you feel after playing a good game of sport. So that's what we're trying to enable.
Well, it's called MyLocalPitch. It's an app. We can just download it at the App Store and get off and running.
On both Android and iOS. And we have recently launched a partnership with the Football Foundation that will help all of the clubs that they help fund become digitally accessible.
What's the weirdest sport of the 17 that you do? And I don't mean weird. No one, every sport's kind of welcome indeed. But are there some niche sports that there are only a couple of spaces that you can do it in London, like fives or something?
Well, we have just launched Quidditch on the site, and, and we're also getting into esports now because clearly a lot of kids want to go out and play esports. So that's an area of focus for us.
Don't they stay in and play esports?
Yeah, well, you can also play it at a number of different centres where you've got a lot better technology. And I think it's about, in a way, getting people out, getting people together, a bit more social.
Getting off the centre. So if I want to play Quidditch, what sort of pitch do I need?
So there are a number of pitches you'd have to find out by using the site. But,
really? I'm going to go on and play Quidditch.
There are, but I think you can play down Regent's Park. There's a Hyde Park. You just need a bit of magic.
Don't need any shoes, special shoes.
You need a broomstick.
Molds. Oh, I need a broomstick. That's going to be very hard. Down my local hardware store. Jamie Foale, everything from Quidditch to netball to football. You can find it on MyLocalPitch. Thank you very much for coming on and elucidating me. I'm going to use it. I'm going to have need to use it. Recourse to your site. So you've come on the very right time as well to prevent injuries. Are you going to play this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Playing on Monday to wash away the Sunday blues.
Exactly. Jamie Foale, the CEO of MyLocalPitch. Thank you very much indeed.